to what Arty Noobs for general disturbance. This is the M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Pilsen, and it's under the command of talon1958 of OLIMP. And yes, it's his response to Angelina's third class and a bruised medal yesterday. Let's see how he gets on. Okay, he's got the 203mm 8-inch howitzer, capable of doing 900 alpha, penetrating 52mm of armor, and it's got a 10.5 meter burst radius. Now it's based on the pattern hull, and it's actually a very effective Arty because it's actually got quite a lot of speed. And you notice that Talon's actually going to a new firing position. Yes, he's decided to try out the railway line and see what he can do from there. Now, in a previous video, I showed that you could actually assist your teammates going down the railway line by absolutely smashing the enemy to pieces from this end, because of course there's nowhere they can hide, because you can loop the shells into the jib. So if your teammates can spot the enemy is going to get absolutely splattered. Okay, starts off the game by spotting a K91. He's dialing in. That guy's just got tracked. Rounds out. Direct hit for 435, and he goes down, so he picks up loads of stun assists straight off the mark. 635, or 685 rather. Okay, that T49, he's had enough. He's out of there, and he goes before he can get away. Our teammates are now absolutely hammering the enemy, and you can see that that TVP suddenly decided that, yeah, it's not so easy down there. He's being auto-detected by the AMX 1390, and although that shell hits the pipes, there are literally no enemy on the railway line now, so the enemy's being completely cleared out. Now, this presents an opportunity to Talon, because he can go south along the railway line, situate himself at a position somewhere around about the F row or G row, and start shooting into the sides of the enemy tanks that are in the factories on the west side of the map. At the moment, he's trying to deal with that TVP T5051 because he doesn't want to get hit by that guy, but he's splashed the TVP, put a round in there for 47. Now, it's up to his teammates at the bottom of the railway line to actually go down there and dig that TVP out. But you can see already Talon is starting to look about taking out the enemy tanks on the west side of the map. The TVP's decided he needs to get out of there too. Like the T49, he's trying to run for it. He is low on hit points. Can we get a shot? Well, Talon's loaded and rounds out. That's where he was located, and that's the reason why the teammates couldn't go further down the railway line. There's a Leopard down there who's actually stopping our guys from moving up, and a Foch B. So, okay, that's why we need to fire down the railway line and dig out those guys. Standard reload for this RT, 40.27 seconds. Talon's got that down to about 32, I think it is. We'll just check that. 32.22. There you go. A lovely direct hit there. 382. He gets stun assist straight away. And he's moving up. He's getting closer to the enemy. Now, we just need to keep piling those shells into the enemy Foch until he expires. Normally, when you lose sight of an enemy like that, it helps to actually mark the ground to say that's where I think he is. Okay, he's done that. That's good. He's got a good technique, Talon. He does things correctly. Rounds out. Yes! A kill shot! Beautiful. Okay, moving up, changing position, avoiding counter battery. He's now positioned where he can actually deal some damage on that TVP over the top of the cockpit. You see, the other tanks can't do that, but he can. And the enemy just lost their Leopard. And that means now this TVP is on his own, facing about 3 or 4 enemy tanks at the same time. Talon's almost loaded. He might get another kill if he can nail this guy. Rounds out. Oh, he got him! He got him. He splashed him to death for 201. Lovely shot. Anticipated his track, laid the shell down ahead of him, and yep, he walked straight into that one. Now, this is where things get really fun because we're 6 tanks up on the enemy, but now Talon can actually fire into the enemy rear by shooting from the railway line all the way over the map and into the enemy. There's nowhere they can hide. They're being shot at from all different directions. Look at the mini-map. Everyone's closing in on that corner. And now there is literally nowhere they can go except into the corner. We've got a Super Conqueror on that corner there. The round hits the building, unfortunately. But look at these tanks over here. They're trying to move up, but they're now faced with the prospect of being hit by 2 different directions at once, from the north and from the east. That TVP thinks he's safe there. He's not safe at all, and he's about to find out to his cost that an 8-inch round can do a hell of a lot of damage to his vehicle. Okay, here we go. Rounds out. And he gets 205 hit points of damage. And he's wiped out. So he picks up the stun assist off that one as well. Yep, that TVP driver's not going to be a happy bunny now. We just saw the tracer from the enemy Arty. He's in the woods. But we're now going to go for the Super Conk. 10 seconds to reload complete. That guy is tracked. He's not going anywhere. There's a Leopard prototype up there in the woods. The Leopard prototype's taking damage. We're going for the Super Conk. Rounds out. And it causes a critical hit. So I think it's tracked him. It would have stunned him as well. And we're picking up stun assist from the Super Conk. And we're now firing. Well, the Leopard prototype's being fired on. Oh, we're picking up loads of damage assist off the Super Conk because we tracked him. And the Leopard prototype's gone. And that means now the only enemy remaining is the enemy Arty. He's just been spotted. Talon's almost loaded. This could be the last chance to get a kill on that guy. Rounds out and yes! Oh, he didn't get the kill. The AMX M454 kill stealed him. But it is a victory. Wasn't that a great game? A first-class tanker for talon1958 in the M53, M55. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, it's showing 4, but he must have got 5. And he also got a win rate of 2,125, which is very good indeed. But it was a great new spot to fire from because it certainly worked. He was able to deal a lot of damage on the enemy. And of course, the enemy Arty just couldn't work out where he was. If you look at the team score, we can see he didn't get a huge amount of damage. He didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the T-57 Heavy, who only got a Confederate and 3,780, so that must have been less than 20% of the enemy hit pool. Second highest damage went to the Convoy with 2,935 hit points of damage, and the third highest damage went to the Leopard Prototype A, who only got 2,673. Talon got 1,904, and although that puts him a little way down the table on his teammates, in fact, he was better than all but 2 of the enemy team. In fact, the other person on the enemy team who actually scored the same number of hit points as he did was the T-57 Heavy. So technically speaking, if you add those 2 to the 6 who actually scored more, it puts him in 9th place. But I'd call him 8th place because after all, that guy got the same number of hit points as Talon. When it came to kills, though, he's actually in joint 2nd place because the AMX M454, with that last shot killing the Arty, actually got 3 kills. T-57 Heavy on his own team got 2 kills. So did Talon. So did the AE Phase 1. And so did the Leopard Prototype on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he's in 2nd place again because the AMX 1390 got 1,093. I suspect he did a bit of spotting. Yes, he did. Look at that, 3,145. That's why he managed to do so well. And in 2nd place, 938 went to Talon, and 869 went to the BZ68, who also picked up a Spartan and Steel Wall. The T-57 obviously got the Confederate. And so there was only one player who managed to get over 1,000 base, and that was the AMX 1390, but Talon wasn't far behind. He fired 11 rounds, a decent amount of ammunition to get a good result. 3 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but he did get 10 splash. damage of 1,904 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 2, and did 252 hit points of damage assistance. That was the damage he did to the Superconk, because he tracked the guy and people shot the guy while he was tracked. He also got 1,513 stun assists off 7 stuns, and that's where he earned the first class tanker. Now on a premium account, he actually earned a profit, 69,683 credits from that game, and he also took away 2,814 experience points as well. But he's tried out that new spot. It does work, I promise you. And it wasn't me who came up with the idea. I know I put the video up first to actually show people where you can fire from, but it was other people who actually have suggested that position, and it's very kind of them to actually point it out, because it is a great firing position, not only to be able to support your teammates on the railway line, especially if the enemy goes into those dips, because you can just drop shells into the dips and really make their life absolute hell before your teammates can get at them. But it also gives you a great angle on the enemy tanks on the west side of the map, because you're shooting into their sides, and that tends to put them off, because if they're being fired at from their front and then the shells start hitting them in their sides, they don't know where to turn and run away. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that replay. This puts talon1958 in the lead, because, of course, Angelina got a third class and a bruiser. Talon's got a first class and a bruiser. Angelina's going to have to get either a first class and a medal, or she's going to have to get an ace tanker. And if she gets an ace tanker, she wins the Weekend Lions straight away. But if she can only get a first class and a bruiser, then it goes down to the win 8. And, of course, this is a fairly good win 8, 2,125. So I suspect that Angelina's going to have to pull all the, put everything into it and pull a rabbit out the hat to get herself a nice little ace tanker or a first class and a medal. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it gets the video noticed and more people will see it, and thank you for watching.